Hey guys, Script Tripper here with another video, and I was thinking in my mind about how Andor Season 1 did not feature Bail Organa in it, which, it isn't necessarily a bad thing per se, but you would think at some point he's going to show up, particularly in Season 2 as it takes place over a 4-year period, and he was so intricately connected with the rebellion. So I decided to type into Google whether or not he's going to be in Andor Season 2, and of course Google kind of crapped the bed. No, Bail is unlikely to appear in Season 2. His death occurred before the events of Andor. Bail Organa dies on Alderaan, which is destroyed by the Death Star in the original trilogy. Andor Season 2 is set before the events of the original trilogy, meaning Bail Organa's death would have come already. Okay. So that's just kind of a funny thing. But this is a discussion worth having because he really should be there. And I go back to the things I've mentioned in previous videos, all those deleted scenes from Revenge of the Sith that show the literal origin of the rebellion taking place with Bail Organa kind of spearheading the conversation, with Mon Mothma there, with Padme and a handful of other senators. Those were removed from, the final cut of the film. But I wish they would have stayed and maybe taken some of the other stuff out because in retrospect, especially when they're doing these shows about, the origins of the rebellion and stuff, that was really the true origin. So Bail Organa was extremely important in the rebellion. He spearheaded the conversation with, you kind of got the feeling that like he was kind of the first person to think about it, and then Mon was his support and was there and in agreement. Whereas with Andor, you kind of get the impression that it's Mon Mothma and then this other guy named Luthen. And so then you're like, is Luthen just replacing Bail now? Is that kind of what we're doing? And in a way, that's kind of the impression you get in the sense of what George Lucas's story originally portrayed. I don't have a problem with Luthen. I think it's good to have a character like that, but I don't understand why we haven't had a single interaction between Mon Mothma and Bail Organa. That does not make sense to me. If he's not in Season 2, that's going to be a major bummer. Like that, from a story perspective, doesn't make sense. He's alive. He's already been in the Kenobi show. He's already left Alderaan, which I thought that whole thing was silly. But they put him in the Kenobi show, where Obi-Wan Kenobi was supposed to be just sitting around watching Luke protecting him, and instead they turned it into the Young Leia show. Another Adventures in Babysitting, because every Star Wars show has to be a babysitting show now, since Disney took over. But he's in the Kenobi show, which in the original story wasn't really that wasn't a thing. And then he's not in Andor, where like he's supposed to be a major figure? That's where things get really weird. And the other thing about it, too, is that in the original Star Wars, they target Alderaan. And they target Alderaan because Leia's from there, I'm assuming, to some degree. But also, if Bail Organa is a major figure in Andor, or Andor Season 2, I should say, in this storyline pre the original Star Wars, it would kind of give even more weight to why Tarkin chose Alderaan. Why was Alderaan? So he's got Leia there. He's no fool. He knows she's the daughter of Bail Organa, and Bail Organa is on the planet, and he destroys it. It gives it so much more weight. So if they don't put him in this show, that's, first of all, a big missed opportunity, and it's also kind of stupid. Because again, he's the originator of the idea of this is what we need to do. And you see that in those scenes. I would encourage you to watch those. And so to have sort of Mon Mothma the centerpiece, okay, fine to an extent. But to, having Luthen there as another centerpiece, fine to an extent. You can have those two and others as long as you have Bail as well. Not having him in it, but having them as the main focal point characters doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I get it. Andor's the guy on the ground. Luthen's the sneaky guy behind the scenes who's also sometimes on the ground. He's kind of the leader of sort of the military end of the rebellion to, a large degree in terms of like specific targeting of certain things and setting up groups and people, and Saw's involved with that. And then Mon Mothma is sort of the higher up political figure that's also funneling money down. But there's just no Bail Organa, like he's just not there. So she's sort of replacing him in a way. It's a big missed opportunity. It's pretty stupid. He better be in it. If he's not in it, it does not make any sense. And I just think it's a waste. Let me know in the comment section what you think. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. Always helps the channel. Feel free to check out anything else on my channel. Have yourselves a very good day.